Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week number 2 of the Challengers Cup. My name is Nightfall, and joining me today is Timmy. How's it going?
Yeah, going pretty alright.
Awesome. So last week we saw, who was it? It was Llamas in Pajamas take out Challenger Cup, and I think, do you remember who came second?
It was Rovers Esports Club, I believe.
Rovers? Okay, cool.
Don't quote me on that, just in case it's wrong.
Alright, so our first match today is going to be in the quarterfinals, of KappaRoss VS Ronin eSports, and we're just going to head straight into game. We're not going to dilly-dally whatsoever, and we're going to see both these teams fight it out for a spot in the
semifinals.
Semifinals, indeed. So right off the bat, we can see an Odin jungle already. Sol in the mid lane as well, or Odin with a red pot. That's pretty strong, isn't it, Timmy?
Oh, definitely. Odin with the red pot. You hit level 2, you jump on somebody, that's pretty much half their health gone. And I'm looking at Dignet at the moment, as well as both of the supports of either team. They're kind of moving around the jungle, trying to get those wards up. A bit of an awkward positioning, but they're not going to be punished for it.
Yeah, they're just trying to spot out any early invades, but as we've come to know from this season, early invades don't really come off that well unless they're perfectly executed with a really nice early game comp, like a Bastet or
like an Odin jungle.
A Guan Yu or an Odin as well, yeah. Like we saw from Pandemonium, bro really likes his Guan Yu invades as well.
Guan Yu, I don't know how I feel about a lot of these Warriors junglers, because I don't know, they just don't have the level of mobility and, surprise gank potential. Yes, if an Odin jumps on you from over the wall, it does about half your health, but afterwards he doesn't have a huge amount. Very reliant on other people to try and make sure that they clean up the kill.
Indeed. Well, we are going to go ahead and introduce our teams. On the blue side of the map, that's KappaRoss. In the solo lane, it's going to be the worst gamer on tier. In the jungle, it's Shank on Odin. Mid lane is Fitzy98 on Sol. And our support is Dagnet on Barkis with Insig on Chiron.
And on the right side, if you expect TUI, top side of the minimap, we have Rowan Esports. Uzunagi is going to be the Bologna in the solo lane. Dova Rova will be the jungler Thor. Jacos is going to be this mid lane Scylla, losing those mid camps to Shank, unfortunately. Gemma Malboss is going down. Gemma Malboss and Temu Jin is going to be Gep and Hoyi as your dual lane, as I quickly finish it up before anything else happens.
Jamal Boss, indeed. He's got to be the boss of this lane, but it's very difficult to do as we miss first blood. Oh my gosh, that was a surprise. The worst gamer able to pick up an early kill onto Izanagi.
Izanagi put himself kind of out of position to use the bludgeon, gets Fearless underneath the tower. Left-hand side, though, Insig incredibly low with the mark on top of him. Has to perhaps back up after these minions.
Oh, and it looks like a teleport has come from Izanagi back into this lane. He looks like he wants to go for the kill as well. I mean, the worst gamer is extremely low right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of kill potential for Rowan Esports. Insig on the left-hand side is incredibly low. Worst gamer, he is going to be able to heal himself up with that power cleave in the defensive stance. And in the mid lane, it's a bit more advantage towards KappaRoss. They just have a lot of burst potential with this Odin Soul combo.
Yeah, especially in the early game where Odin is just so strong. Like you said, you can do more than half HP with one jump, and it looks like they're going to go towards this duo lane. Shank is level 5, so he can get that cage down and stop Gib from getting out. But Hoyi does have that jump, so he does have a way of escaping. The worst gamer getting a bit low here in the solo lane as well.
Pretty much everyone on the side of Rowan Esports has a method to get out of the ring, except for Jamal. Although some of them do have to expend their ultimates, mainly the Bologna.
Yeah, they do indeed, and I'm not too sure how the solo lane is going. I mean, Tia versus Bologna, and Tia is pressuring the wave. Is that expected?
For now, it is. In a little bit of time, Bologna will be able to full clear the wave with a bludgeon. Eagles rally down onto Worst Gamer. That's a return kill onto the Worst Gamer.
And that just looked like easy pickings there for Izanagi. He just ulted, slapped him with a bludgeon, and picked up the kill. I think the worst gamer just underestimated the power coming out from the ultimate, and maybe just wanted to go for a fearless... sorry, not a fearless, a healing power cleave to try and stay in the wave, but just got too close.
I'm not too sure what his plan was. If he did have a plan, it was just a little bit too late. Eagles really jumping down on top of him. That's not very good. And now he's looking to try and invade this blue buff with 3 people there. We get a pause from Dignites. Dagnet. I hate people's names in this game.
All right,
I swear to God, I hate people's names.
And fast forward through this. Hopefully we see some action. We won't go through too quickly, just because it looks like the worst gamer is going to try to steal this blue buff. And he's got some decent potential of doing so as well. With that Fearless CC, he might be able to pick it up with the power cleave afterwards.
You say that, but there is a Bologna, Thor, and a Scylla just hanging around there.
Whoa!
He might get the blue buff, but he might also very likely die.
Whoa, okay, so we just skipped past it accidentally. It looks as though there was not a successful attempt. He just backed off. Oh, as we missed the second blood as well. Oh my gosh, gank over here in the duo lane, and only the support, Jamal, falling there. Fitzy, Shank, Insig, and Dagna all getting extremely low from that Hou-Yi ultimate as well.
If KappaRoss stuck around for just
solo lane, there's the worst gamer diving under tower, but ultimate from the Bologna to stun him and picks up the kill. Too hungry was the worst gamer.
The amount of times that the solo laners are going to get soloed out by each other is a little bit ridiculous, and they're very aggressive against each other. I pretty much do not see any point where I look over on solo and they're above half health.
No, it's hard to keep track of the rest of the map as well as the solo lane when they get so low and so aggressive as well. And the sustain from both of them just isn't keeping up with the amount of time that they want to spend in lane.
Yeah, normally we see in the solo lane, people just kind of clearing out the wave, a couple of slaps to each other. All right, that's cool. You're not, hugely above of me.
Yeah. And then they'll likely rotate between I guess this time, towards the 10-minute mark, try to get something going down as the teleports come off cooldown very shortly. Actually, Izanagi's is off cooldown at the moment. But here they go again, trying to box it out once again. And now they're down to 60% HP and 70% HP already. Just got back to lane.
Delpharova is hanging around in the Fire Giant pit. You see if a Thor near Fire Giant or Gold Fury, although he's going to go up, looking for the mid lane, going to be going down onto either Fitzy or Shank.
Indeed, but he's not choosing. Wow, just decides to abort and go to the blue buff there. Bit of a waste of an ultimate. Tried to look for something. Bit of lack of communication from the Scylla there to call out that he might be able to go in. And here's Dagna with the rotation onto Jamal. Boss, there's the cage going down. Soul ultimate as well. Scylla and Thor off to the side for the support as Jamal falls down. Dagna will be the second kill of that game towards Ronin. And now the chase is on. Fitzy, will he get caught? All he needs is a perfect wall from Dover to die. And Jakos up in the Scylla ultimate. There is the immunity from Fitzy. Will he actually pick him up? Whoa! Yes, he does. Perfectly placed. Going to be able to hit Shank, but the shield will not deal any permanent damage to him. Well played there by Ronin to turn that one around.
I was very concerned for Jakos that his ultimate would expire by the time that Soul got out of her to separate form. That it would have been a wasted ultimate, but luckily he knew the timing better than me. He managed to pull out that kill, giving himself a good early advantage over Fizzy. I hate these names.
Indeed, very well played there by Scylla, and that's going to get him ahead of the Soul, exactly where Scylla wants to be, especially in the early game, as her early game is so weak, so she needs to hit that late game as early as possible.
Trying to find Golden Hand at the moment, because we see Fitzy with the Doom Mob already stacking it up. Although Jakos is further ahead in gold, still rocking the Lost Artifact, he hasn't backed yet.
No, not just yet. He is sitting on 2,500, so he can afford that and boots almost. Completed boots? Oh no, he needs about 400 more gold. There's a blink initiated, as well as the Thor trying to get out of there. He's going to be up in the air, and he is in safety. Jamal Boss. Oh, the three-man dunk onto Dagnit, Fitzy, and Shank from Dover. Gib Shield's going to keep him safe, stuns him up, and saves his support. Very well played there by Dover to disengage with a massive stun.
Yeah, massive stun. A little bit of a reminder to KappaRoss that he can't just walk up, try and put everyone in the ring, because they'll turn around and just put on the hurts. Didn't find any kills out of that, but they do find themselves in the mid camps on the left-hand side.
Look at this. The worst gamer being so aggressive, trying to steal away the one boar, and he does successfully. He's just being so aggressive all the time. Even if it doesn't work out, he just does not give up.
Yeah, see, at one point he was behind Izanagi, in terms of level advantage, but now he's about 300 gold ahead of him.
And for a tier, how much of an advantage is that in terms of the matchup?
In terms of matchup, the later it goes is going to go in favor of Bologna, because as soon as you get enough health or protections to outlive the Fearless combo, you can just turn around and box him all you want. The Shield Bash and the Scourge is just so great for boxing.
Yeah, so the worst gamer is really where he needs to be at this point, but only a little bit more time, and Izanagi should come online. Although it does seem like they are going to box it out. Continuing, there's the Eagles rally, going to stun up, and the dash forward from Izanagi, trying to return some damage. The worst gamer does have that switch stance in a second, going to heal up. But here is the Barkus actually coming from all the way from mid lane, actually. Going to try and burst him out. He lands the body slam. There's the ultimate, followed by the Lawbringer. And the worst gamer is able to secure a kill once again. And they are absolutely shutting down this Bologna. Thor is up in the air, going to miss that ultimate. The worst gamer does get blown up by Scylla, though, as he tries to escape. I'm a Monster's in the air. He lands it on to Dagnit. Not going to kill him, though. Not going to get that reset, as Fitzy is able to secure a kill onto Dover. He wasn't able to use that hammer to get away. Scylla trying to return more damage, and the jump from Odin will secure another kill, followed by the Gungnir's Might. Going to be able to destroy Scylla under the tower. And KappaRoss controlling this early game so well.
When the highest person on any team is level 12 and Odin's 11, you know he hurts still. My God.
He's got 2 levels on top of Dover. Dover's just not being able to farm. And I think it's the worst gamer pressuring this solo side jungle that Dover should be pressuring. Well, not pressuring, but trying to relieve pressure for Izanagi to be able to farm, and then they can share XP there.
If they put up enough wards, because Shank has also been quite aggressive in this mid lane, put up enough wards up in the enemy's jungle into the side of KappaRoss, and Dover Rover could really just start invading, start taking away some buffs of KappaRoss.
Well, look at this.
Left-hand side.
Duo lane, though. I can't pronounce it. Oye is getting dove, but Insig has the support. I mean, that was just a simple support play, rotating over at the time that Insig went aggressive, and unfortunately he did fall. Well played there by Temujin. Got it, finally. He's able to secure that kill.
Admitted, you hate these names too.
Yeah, so only some of them. Some of them are easy. Other ones are not too difficult.
Like Dover Rover. That's a good name. That's easy to pronounce.
Yeah, and it rhymes. It's fun to say. Dover Rover.
Yeah.
Ooh, the worst game is quite humorous as well. I like it.
It's a little bit like only good at solo. You kind of, you would apply a title onto you.
Yeah, but does that make him bad at everything else? What if the worst gamer is like the best surgeon? How do we know? We don't know.
Well, if he is the worst, it's fine because he shows humility. If he's not the worst, then it's ironic. So he's clever.
Eventually, when he's in Pro League, it's not going to make a lot of sense. But what they have to do is first get through Challengers Cup, and the first step of the way is through this game. But it looks like they are going to be able to do very well here in Challengers Cup, as this mid-game is going towards them. Late game, though, the team composition looks to be in favor of Ronin.
Yeah, Ronin is in a little bit of a good spot. Not a good spot is Izanagi, though. Eagles rally to avoid the Lawbringer. Fearless underneath the tower, however, is going to clean him up. That was a very good attempt to try and survive and turn that around.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Oh, Dover gonna land onto Dagnit. Not gonna get too much damage down as he stuns him up, but doesn't get any more damage back. And Dagnit just jumps away. really questionable ult there. I mean, he must have tried to save Izanagi, but he wasn't able to, as KappaRoss secure the first gold fury of the game. And looking at the graphs now, that's going to be a 3k gold lead with a 4.1... Actually, no. Taken back a little bit. Oh my god, it's fluctuating. I can't read it. Stand
4,000.
still. 4,000 XP lead. Gosh. And the tower will fall over in the solo lane now.
That is the power of the supernova. If you do it on an objective, every landing of the supernova does quite a lot of damage. Sunbreaker was expanded to try and steal it out, but it was just a few fraction of a second too late.
Indeed, and taking a look at the builds now, it looks as though Insig wants to go for that Ichthyrvile so that he can keep up in stacks. How many stacks? He's actually at max stacks, it looks like. But he's trying to keep up in power with Temujin. Yeah, Transcendent stacks. Normally you get Ichthyrvile if you're behind in Transcendent stacks, so that you can keep up with power, but...
both of them are at 50 stacks. You want to get the Ichthyrvile so that you can easily box someone out. And Hui Yi, he doesn't really need that attack speed. He more favors the raw power and penetration because of the Mark of the Golden Crow. So he may be looking for a chin size for that extra power, or maybe an Executioner or RC for that penetration.
We haven't seen too many Executioners come out in AD carry builds, as we see in the mid lane. Jakos is forced to go under tower. Odin burst, followed by the Bark. His ultimate burst is massive. Dagnit, he does get stunned up under the tower, but he's able to walk out of that ring and walk to safety on a roughly 20% HP. But God, the tanky burst is insane right now.
It really is, and Shank is going to be gaining full CDR with the Breastplate of Valor. Already has the Jotun's Wrath, so he's going to constantly have those bird bombs. And later on, when his damage starts to fall off, he's going to have rings about every 40 or so seconds. And if he is in danger, he just pops the shield and uses it to get out.
Oh, the worst gamer. He's in a bit of a pickle, but he's forced Izanagi under the tower once again. Tier 2 this time. Forced him completely out of his own jungle. And the support tried to help, wasn't able to find anything though, because the worst gamer is level 15 right now. He's got a level on top of Izanagi and 5 levels on top of the support.
Yeah, the highest level in the game so far. The next highest is the 2 ADCs, Insig and Hui.
Lane Temujin has jumped on. He already used that dive bomb, but there is Shank with the zoning. The area lockdown, and the damage coming through from Insig was able to secure that kill. Actually, no, it went to Odin there.
Yeah, Odin ended up getting that kill. He's 3-0-4 right now. He's still hitting his stride pretty hard, forcing out Dovarova on the left-hand side away from this tower. Doesn't look like they're going to really try very hard to secure it. They're going to just try and turn their attention.
Ultimate under the solo tower, though. Once again, Izanagi is on about 5% HP. Oh my god, he runs into the minions. The ranged minions won't be able to kill him, though. And there is the curse. Going to be able to slow him down. Worst gamer will be able to secure that kill. Once again, he's up 4-2. Massive lead on top of the enemy Bellona. Over here around the red side, Jakos is extremely low. Dagnit tries to find the kill. He won't be able to do that. Jamal Boss will fall to the Odin. So many kills on this Odin already. Dover, the next target. He's forced to beads. He have the hammer? Yes, he does. He gets out of range of the Odin jump, but now they're going to continue diving as the worst gamer is over here. He's trying to secure that kill onto Dover. He's running away. Dover doesn't have the mana, but he will be able to get out of that situation. And wow, KappaRoss just love diving.
They really do. I mean, the worst gamer, he's just been diving constantly all by himself. He joins in a team fight. Hey guys, follow me. It's a little bit crazy. They could have turned their attention on towards the E2-1 tower on the left-hand side rather than chasing the throughout the back, but keep your dominance.
The worst gamer diving in the mid lane as Jakos is fearless out of the tower. Not going to be able to fall, unfortunately. One more auto attack would have been able to secure it. Once again, the worst gamer goes under the tower looking for a kill, and he finds it onto Dover. Oh my word. Massive plays coming out of the worst gamer. Certainly not living up to his name.
No, really not. It's been a bit more ironic now. Blink in from Shank as well as the jump. Going to use up all his mobility. Jamal trying to get out, but he is going to be stopped by the ring. All the meanwhile, Fitzy is just taking out the tower.
I need to have a look at the cooldown on this ultimate. What is it sitting at?
It
We're
is
sitting
ridiculous.
At 60 plus the 25, 20 plus 20. Okay,
It
so
comes
40.
down to about 45 seconds or so.
Oh my god.
45, 42.
And it just keeps Gib in the one spot. He can't do anything. I mean, he can ult and deal a bit of damage in a stun, but other than that, he's not really useful. Especially when he's dead so often. Temujin is the next target for the worst gamer. Will he be able to secure the kill? So much damage coming out from the worst gamer. Can he find it? He misses the Fearless, but there's Barkus with the stun. He's going to be able to secure it eventually. No, Temujin gets out. There's the Gib shield to try and keep him alive for even longer. And Insig off the backside with the hot snipe. He's going to be able to get a double kill onto both carries of Ronin. Very well played there. Now Jamal Boss is looking for Shank, but he shouldn't. That's a 4-level lead. The rest of the team is here. Izanagi looking for Shank. He's got that shield. He's able to jump onto Jamal Boss, get huge amounts of damage down. That's a one-target Cataclysm. Not going to be able to find a kill as Shank walks away, but Izanagi secures the kill. And who else fell there? That was actually Jamal, who was killed off by Fitzy. Support for jungler, always in favor of the team who lost the support for the jungler.
Yeah, Eagles really does end up manage to bring up Shank. If he got out of that, I would have just... No. That would have been insane. Unfortunately, though, Eagles really does have a base cooldown of 75. Doesn't have any cooldown reduction on Izanagi, so that is just a simple flat 75 seconds. Normally, the standard cooldown for an ultimate is 90 seconds.
Do you know what we haven't noticed?
Dover, what are you doing?
Oh, okay, so the worst game is going again. Okay, so... Okay, actually, I don't think we could talk about it just now. Dover extremely low with the Gib shield. Sorry, I didn't see that one. Good spot in there, Timmy. And Jacobs forced away. Okay, I think we have a second. So there's a gauntlet of Thebes on the tier.
Oh, God's sake. The power cleave in the defense stance is going to be ridiculous. Jacob's getting jumped on. Stone Shield is going to keep him alive for now.
Yeah, so the healing coming out of the worst game is going to be massive, as well as the health. How much health does it give? 350. You don't really see too many health items being built. People really want to get the mixture of protections as well as health, so they go for the Bulwark or with the Height of the Urchin as well.
If he really wants to go for a more tankier build and he wants to get magical, I could see him getting a Genji's Guard, so that gives quite a bit of HP 5, as well as an increase to HP 5, which synergizes as well with Thebes. A triple Cataclysm, I'm a monster, find 3 people getting the worst gamer.
Oh, Jakos. Not going to be able to find the third reset, but that is another double... Actually, Jakos with the double kill. Wow, huge damage coming through, and that's going to be 3 kills in favor of KappaRoss. Are they looking for Fire Giant? I don't think they could do it with Shank up. If he backs and then really quickly comes back, he should be able to zone the enemy off with his huge damage and bird bombs.
I don't really think either team has quite enough to make sure that they get Fire Giant 100%. It's still a little bit too risky. Although now that KappaRoss has back, they could have potentially gone for it. Though if they did, they would have probably stuck around. So clear out the jungle, try and steal as much things as possible, build up a lead, go back home, and spend some gold.
What do you think of this Book of Thoth on Sol? Normally you'd like see like a full mage build, but I don't know.
I like Book of Thoth. Book of Thoth gives quite a lot of power. Take a look at Sol at the moment. It has 1600 mana. Once you get to about 2,000 mana, it actually ends up giving more damage than a fully stacked Doom Orb.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
But
not entirely sure by how much, but it does end up giving a little bit more. And the fact that he only has 10 stacks at the moment means that he will be able to get past that 2,000 mark.
That's actually massive power, and I take back questioning the Book of Thoth now. I always thought it would just be for like a regular mage, but wow. For an auto-attack mage like Sol, that's huge, especially with that passive too, increasing power and movement speed. And attack speed.
I would love to see, after the Obsidian Shard that he's building now, I would love to see a Polynomicon.
Yeah, Although it doesn't proc on the 2 anymore. Is it still that good? As we see Dagnit and the Worst Gamer diving in this tier 2 tower, all that damage down onto the tower from the carry. He's going to shut it down so quickly. Jamal Boss is going to get stunned up. He won't get Fearless back. There's the Heavenly popped by the Worst Gamer. Actually, no, that was Dagnit there. Huge damage coming through. Massive Thor ultimate coming through on top of the Ho Yi ultimate. Not going to get too much damage down, actually. Wow. Significant amount of damage not taken there. I mean, surprising how far behind Ronin are, even with that massive combo.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Temujin has only about 115 physical power, so any scaling of the ultimate, which is 25% for each of the suns that fall down, it doesn't really do a whole lot, especially the fact that Sunbreaker is more of a zoning ability, less than a burst one. So doesn't do a whole lot of damage, it's more of a mild inconvenience.
So this is interesting. Look at Insig. He's gone for a Fatalis as well as an Odysseus bow.
Odysseus bow, yeah. You get the chin size. You go for as much attack speed as possible. He's got the Transcendence, so his base damage is going to be fairly high, and the damage off of his ability is still going to be fairly strong. But the amount of attack speed that you have with a chin size, you actually just melt people.
You do indeed. That percentage-based healing per hit, and more hits means more percent damage, meaning you take down enemies such as tanks and just general all enemies very, very quickly. Dover is going to get seen here by the Worst Gamer. Fearless into the wall. Huge damage. Already down to about 30% HP in 3 hits. Can he find the kill? He's looking for it. A lot of CC down on towards him. And he will pick it up with the Lawbringer. Worst Gamer now zoning out 2 carries while the rest of the team get the Fire Giant. Sol looking for Gib. Temujin will actually shut down the Worst Gamer. And the rest of KappaRoss are looking for the rest of Ronin as massive damage goes down onto Jaycos. Fitzy is picked up with the ultimate from... picks up Jamal with the ultimate from Sol. And this is now just the closing of the game. Did they actually get the Fire Jet? They didn't.
No, they leashed it. They had a little bit of a skirmish there. Bologna coming in trying to steal it, but wasn't able to do it as the Fire Giant wasn't quite low enough. Now KappaRoss retreating away from the Fallen Phoenix as they are a little bit low on health. I think if Dover Rover hadn't come back up, they could have possibly turned that around and fought.
Yeah, Dover just got shut down so quickly. They're 6 levels behind the Worst Gamer right now. Dover is not doing well at all at farming. He's trying to do his best now, but making up for 6 levels is going to take a very long time.
I don't really agree with this Transcendence build because he's just simply not clearing enough minions. He's on this left-hand side just clearing out minions as he goes on, but very soon there'll be another team fight and he won't be clearing out. You'll see Jaycos or even Temujin. I still hate his name. I'm sorry, mate. They'll more than likely be clearing out the minions before Dover Rover can. So Transcendence, very good in the long run if you can get that power up.
I mean, he's going for the very, very late game here. Jamal Boss looking to get jumped on, not going to get found there by Dagnit, Shank, or Insig. Really just a zone of the Fire Giant here, but they're not going to take it. Oh, Fitzy was just switching the tank as Worst Gamer is going to once again try and zone out Ronin. How successful will he be? He's actually doing not a great job at the moment as Odin Ring has to go down. Uzanagi takes massive damage. He's going to get shut down very quickly in the near future. Shank does secure that. Fitzy with another kill. Insig with the next one onto Jaycos. And now it is just a full shutdown. Temujin double kill for Insig. And off the back there was Dover Rover at the back. He didn't actually hit anyone with his ult.
No, he's had a few whiffs of the ultimate throughout this game. Now he's just kind of grating the members of KappaRoss, just having a little bit of a jump party. And the Worst Gamer doesn't appreciate it. He wants sportsmanship. Oh, he's stood in front of Insig.
Oh, wow. That is another kill. 8-1 Chiron. Wow. 7-1 Shank. Massive plays coming out. And even though the Worst Gamer went 6-4, he did so much for his team throughout that entire game.
Well, apart from just shutting down the Bologna, more or less, or to say more accurately, not letting the Bologna really take off very far, he was just so controlling in those fights. As long as with Shank by his back, he could really just lock people down, secure those fights. A little bit of a, I'm not too sure, miscommunication from Ronin eSports from here and there. A lot of missed Thor ultimates, a lot of missed opportunities. KappaRoss did end up pulling it through just with brute force, I'd say.
Yeah, and it was very well played there. It looked at the start as though the worst gamer was too aggressive, and he died under tower by a very nice ultimate from Izanagi, but he still was able to turn it around. He always stayed ahead of the Bologna, shut down the late game of the entire of Ronin eSports as well. Scylla was not able to come online at all either. Dover was not farming very well at all, and that was very well played there by KappaRoss, and they're going to move on to the semi-finals. And guys, we are going to be back with one more game from the quarterfinals right here on oh my god, I don't know the URL. CGTV Smite. Boom. Got it. Alright, stick around, guys.